The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. And as always, we like to come to you at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
Wow, that sneeze lasted almost a perfect amount of time between that little clip. As always, we like to come to you at this time, of course, and the Power Trading Hour, always a great time. Now with 10% less Game of Thrones spoilers. Well, I haven't seen the episode from Sunday night, so don't anybody try to tell me anything about it. Anyway, we've got a market that's up. If you listened to me last Friday and Thursday, we went through the what happens during option expiration. The next 2 days are generally rollover. If you're down on Monday, high probability you're up on Tuesday. And then we go into Wednesday, which is going to be more about earnings. I don't see a lot of upside. We're up. What is it here? Let me get that. Okay, so we're up just a hair under 10 points on the S&P cash at 2479.73 as we speak. Been up to 2481 and a quarter. Volume is big today, and that is something that is different. Coming in at 2.2 billion shares when normally we are sitting around here with about 1.7 billion shares. So we've got a bunch of volume coming in. My guess is a lot of people were short overall the S&P, and that was problematic. The NASDAQ, a little bit more right on that side. We're just up 11 points on the on that, or 12. So, is there anything else going on out here? Just a lot of hurry up and wait for earnings. We'll go through some of those that have already come out. We've had some surprises, but some of them up, some of them down. Kind of a wash overall. Probably, if you listened to my show yesterday, too, talked about Google, limited upside and a lot of downside in earnings yesterday. I didn't think that there was a lot of reasons to play any of these. It's off 2.5%. Unfortunately, you would have had to make almost 5% to even break even on your options. So, that's it. Off $25 is not enough for a $1,000 stock, even with options. And of course, all the premiums are going to decay rapidly now that earnings are out. So, what else do we have going on here? Well, a lot of hurry up and wait for earnings. Well, like we said, we'll talk about those more as the show unfolds. And in the meantime, we've got to get a little history in.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 2000, an Air France Concorde jet crashes upon takeoff in Paris on this day in 2000, killing everyone on board as well as 4 people on the ground. The Concorde, world's fastest commercial jet, had enjoyed a great safety record up to that point with no crashes in the plane's 31-year history. The investigation revealed that the plane took off just prior to it, had dropped a piece of metal on the road. It was kind of a long, thin piece of metal. Went into the tire went into the fuel tank, which, every ounce on that plane was something they tried to get rid of. Remember the first time I was on it, taking some equipment over for the first Gulf War. We took off, and I was kind of amazed. It's kind of a straight up for 20 minutes, 3 hours or so, 2.5 hours, 3, whatever, sideways, and kind of noisy. And then, of course, 15 minutes down and straight down like roller coaster. Roller coaster up, roller coaster down. Everything, every ounce was trying to, they tried to take out of that plane. So not a lot of armor underneath those wheels when the tire blew. Also, you could look at the back of the heads of the pilots. There was no bulkhead. And, of course, a couple of years or a year later, they got the plane back in the air. But the U.S. was never happy with that bulkhead behind them and thinking that it would actually keep out terrorists. And by 2003, of course, the dot-com boom was over. Fuel was starting to get more expensive. Well, a lot of things got together, and I was talking to Tom O'Brien and Tom E. yesterday. Was bringing up that sometimes technology can come out just too soon, and it ruins it for everybody for a while. I think that's kind of what the Concorde did. It ran at a loss for the entire 31-year history it flew. It was neat to have, but it was always problematic. Technology was still a few years down the road. Strangely enough, today starts a new test by NASA for planes that will make very low rumbles when they go supersonic. And for the next 3 weeks, our friends, Steve Rhodes over there on that south side, will probably be hearing about 3 or 4 sonic booms a day as they try to figure out ways to make that sonic boom go away. They've already tried it and been very successful in the desert out in California. Now they're trying to find high humidity areas. That's not the Miami I know. High humidity, it's a dry heat down there. Anyway, trying to get into that. A couple of companies, I think is it in Denver or just in Colorado? I think it's in Denver. Looking at making a very small SST. I think it's 2 or 3 passengers that may fly next year. And a lot with composites and other things they can do might actually bring this back along with some of the development from NASA on how to actually make low boom faster than the speed of sound planes. But you never know. But it may come back again, maybe with better technology. Was I enlisted? I was enlisted to drag some video equipment over there for CNN. That was the only thing I was enlisted in. They bought me 2 first-class planes, and there was a briefcase, a Zero Halliburton briefcase with a satellite uplink in it that they bought, and I ended up flying over there to England, landed there, got another plane, flew there, got in a Jeep, drove out into the middle of nowhere, handed this Zero Halliburton briefcase that the satellite uplink was to the CNN guys. And when I got back and touched down, they didn't fly me back on the SST. They only flew me over there. When I got back after being on the 8-hour trip on the way back, landed in Cincinnati, got into my hotel room, turned on the TV. 5 minutes later, there it was. The first Gulf War on TV. We'll be back in a minute.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Musk in a second, but we just wanted to talk about earnings a little bit. We'll probably do this in the charts, and I'll get to Elon Musk and my pound of flesh from that gentleman. I'll be talking about Elon Musk and the CEO of Facebook tonight with Tom O'Brien. Actually, tonight, in about an hour, I'll be doing on there, and I'll be talking about the new wild, wild west of computing, machine learning.
Wild, wild west. Wild, wild west. Wild, wild west.
Old Cool Mo D had it right. Anyway, the Wild Wild West. Go to the front page of TFNN and check it out. What else? Is it double top? Oh, the question about Elon Musk. TSLA. Well, what no one is paying attention to over the last 24 hours is he said he was going to Mars. And he quietly said that he's not going to Mars in the last. He's one of these guys that the press just love because he makes big titles and headlines. And he says he's going to Mars. Now he's not going to Mars. I could have told everybody he was not going to Mars. In fact, I told everybody he wasn't going to Mars. I told him, I said, what everybody already knows, that whoever would leave from the nice little blanket of magnetism around the Earth, they would be dead before they got to Mars. Secondarily, less than 45% of the missions we sent there actually got there without failing. Even 10 had just augured straight in because they didn't slow down enough. And it's problematic because you have to do 3 different things to slow down and land on that planet. You've got to have a rocket to slow you down. You've got to have a parachute to slow you down. You've got to have a heat shield to slow you down. And you're already 3. Now you got 3 things that have to go right. Only one that has to go wrong before you auger in like a gopher into the surface of Mars. Much less you're already dead because, of course, radiation out that far would kill you most likely in 5 or 6 months. So you'd never make the 9 months there anyway. And of course, you have to live on it for 9 months. So where are you going to hide? We need to go to the moon first. We need to figure out how to live off the Earth, outside the bounds of its wonderful magnetic shield to keep radiation out. And we got a long ways to go. But anyway, all he has to do is tell everybody something's happening. Everybody, the adults and the useful idiots on the cable stations will dutifully spit it out again. In fact, I wanted to see whether or not Tesla was doing much out there. It went a little higher. Actually, why Toyota had earnings out and they were a little disappointing. They basically threw down the gauntlet and said that they have a Tesla killer that will come out in 2022. They didn't call it a Tesla killer. I am, because it would destroy Tesla's battery business, which they've thrown $5 billion into to make the plant. So they've got about 5 years to make all that money back. I don't think it's going to happen. But if Toyota's saying what is true, they have a great invention coming that will solid state battery that. So no more lithium-ion batteries. Who knows? Maybe Toyota's lying too. Maybe it's we're going to Mars, but I don't think so. Toyota's pretty good about that stuff. They've been playing around with EVs for a while and figuring out what they need to do right and wrong. They've tried a fuel cell car. They're going to have this one, they said, and they're going to have 5 different models with this powertrain in it. So it sounds like they're pretty confident, but we shall see. What is a solid-state battery? It's not a chemical battery. It is being able to store electricity, like static electricity, capacitor, supercapacitor, but they're pretty tight-lipped about it. All they're saying is they've got 5 models to go in production in 2022. So that won't be too long. It'll be about 3 or 4 years. They say that they'll be out of the small car gas-powered business in 2028, which I thought was interesting too. So a lot of these folks coming along, and the technology probably coming along. I never was a fan of chemical batteries, lithium-ion. They catch fire, as everybody knows. They wear out. And I've always wondered when Tesla, for the last 3 or 4 years, put a warranty on the battery for 6 years. And I knew the battery packs are going to cost them about 15, 18 grand to replace for Tesla. And I always wondered when those things were going to start failing and really coming after the bottom line of Tesla. It hasn't happened yet, but it will eventually happen. Okay, so not much happened in Tesla. It's up a little bit. Let's get to the stocks that actually have some stuff coming. We got one on the loser horn. If anybody knows me, they know how much I like to play the loser horn and have predicted the end of this business. Seagate Technology took a hammering, beat it like a redheaded stepchild, hit over the head like a seal on the ice floes of the Antarctic or the Arctic. Anyway, off almost 16%, huge volume, 28 million shares already, going back in and through the previous low of January 23rd, $34.91, 5 million shares. So what are you at here? You're 6 times the volume. You've blown through the lows. It's slightly challenged cousin, was a little lower. They keep pushing this thing as hard as it ever has. I've tried to short this thing a couple of times. I haven't been successful. I think I shorted it 5 times and was. The last time just didn't do anything. But this one's coming up for earnings too. So keep an eye on that one. But eventually all hard drives are going to be memory. And I don't think, no matter what Western Digital does, it will matter. These drives will become a huge commodity. and they don't even have the best memory technology. Intel and Micron does. So everything going against the traditional hard drive manufacturers, at least in the news flow. So what else do we have? We have McDonald's. I want McDonald's. MCD. I guess I need to get that clip from it's that stand-up show that I can't even remember his name. It was on Saturday Night Live, 1980. Came out in like this gray leather outfit. Played Gumby. Somebody in it? No, not Bill Murray. The 20-year-old. No, 20-year-old black guy. Been around forever. Eddie Murphy. There we go. That's what it was. He had some bit on there where his mom always made him a hamburger, and he said, "I want to go to McDonald's." I gotta find that one. Anyway, huge bounce to McDonald's. We'll be back. We'll get it a little more.
David White has just announced a new online course that he'll be premiering to his subscribers the evening of July 26th, The Next Wild Wild West of Computing. Machine learning will be the biggest growth area for tech companies in the next 10 years. Make sure you're ready to capitalize on that opportunity. With over 50 types of algorithms and growing, Dave White will tell you why there are so many areas for companies to apply this to their business to both sell and consume. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to either of Dave's newsletters, Path of Least Resistance and The Technology Insider, as well as get a 30-day money-back guarantee when ordering Timing the Trade charts. Don't miss out on the next Wild Wild West of computing as it premieres July 26th for all subscribers to Dave White Services. For all the details and to sign up today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
A song I wish I could forget. Eddie Murphy, by the way, the one that I want to go to McDonald's. always love that because my mom my mom and my grandmother were the same way. Yeah. Well, I want to go to McDonald's. We got hamburger at home. My grandmother was a good cook, but you still wanted to go to the McDonald's every once in a while, go out. Well, everybody seems to be going out. You got the second big gap up, actually. Yeah, you got the second big gap up here. So maybe one more on the way for a 3-gap play in McDonald's. You got the juice that you had back here on the 25th of April. You had 11 million shares that day. You already have 7.5 million shares now. So you're probably going to get pretty close. So you have another good bounce of about $5, probably coming maybe at the next earnings call. And that probably should get you into some kind of pullback. But anyway, decent volume out here today. Break above previous highs on with volume. So you have to say yet another valid breakout of the sideways move that started June 2nd. Yeah. Okay. So what else do I have going on? Oh, you can always email me at path@tfnn.com and, of course, put a message in the den or even call me at 877-927-6648. We talked about Google already. Again, you've got basically what I described, which is all these stocks, especially in technology, are priced for perfection. And anything less than absolute everything being perfect is a problem. You had decent volume yesterday as you went into the previous highs. You got to 106, so you're a couple bucks short of it. It's down about $30 out here. Is that right? 26.78 on the last tick, and 4.5 million shares. But there just isn't enough for a lot of this stuff. Even if you had some volume the last couple of days, there wasn't much. And you've got a lot of people that were playing this with options that, it just didn't move enough. You needed about a $50 move to really start making money. There's a double gap here at about 9.55, and I suspect there's probably where support will come in. The first gap came off of the gap down on the 29th of June. You gap back up again on the 12th of July, and that has set up that double gap place. But that 960, 955 range looks like support, at least in the very short term on Google. The earnings report was not all that bad. YouTube did do very well. It's just when you got stocks that are priced absolutely for everything being 150%, all you got to do is be off one thing to get it down a little bit. You had some people that were short this thing. Again, risk reward was not that good short, and even worse to be long into earnings last night. United Technologies, UTX. This one had earnings before the bell, down with some decent juice at 3.3 million shares. This one's coming right into the support line that is right here at about 119. Yeah, we'll watch the volume the rest of the day, but my guess is this is moving its way back to about 115, where you might be able to find a good trade out of it there, but no risk reward either long or short on that one. Lilly came out before the bell today. It's off a little bit, down almost 4%, 81.54. This one had been up with about similar volume. I wasn't able to tag its previous high either. April 5th had $86.20, about 5 million shares. You had about the same yesterday going into it. Just didn't quite make it there. 85.53 for the high yesterday. It's rotated back down and a little bit lower. This always kind of looked like it was in a trading range. The energy on this last leg up from May 22nd wasn't anything to write home about. Energy was off about 20% from this big leg down on April 5th down to that May 12th low, or May 22nd low at 76.85. So not a lot going on there. Yeah, we got the Senate ready to vote yet again on some health care thing, but who knows? They even dragged the Arizona senator away from his cancer treatment to vote. Last I heard, I don't know if he's there. Saw that this morning, or they were. Who knows if that's going to happen? So what else do we have out here? Of course, a few others going on out here. 3M before the bell. This one whiffed on earnings, down on strong earnings. Sport's going to come in at about 192. You're at 197.23 for the low today. 199.49 for the high. But yeah, your first support probably going to come into about 192 area. What do we have? CAT was up on the upside. A lot of people were shorting this going in for the last week and a half. So they pretty much got fried. You needed some more juice than you have today, though. You really were looking for something like 18 million shares. You got a little less than 12 right now. So you would have liked to seen a little bit more volume. But it's going to hold that high. It's going to hold it fairly well. I would not be surprised if this thing came back to 108 or 109, maybe 110. And if on light volume, that'd be a good pullback to buy if the markets keep moving higher. Now, we've talked a lot, or people have talked a lot about robotics. And Lincoln Electric is one of the bigger companies out here in that field of robotics in the United States. It's down on huge volume, too. This gapped up on the 18th of April, did so with about 1 million shares. It's already down with 1.4 million shares. It did bounce off that level. But again, you're probably going to need this thing to base out around 85 bucks. Still a lot of these stocks overshooting price for perfection. And again, if they don't get it, it is problematic. But again, if you're looking for a company that's big time in robotics, this Lincoln Electric, LECO, is one of those companies. What else do we have out here? JetBlue, almost no move. I don't know, maybe that's after the bell today. I didn't check that. Domino's Death This. We talked about this yesterday. When we come back, it'll be pizza time. No McDonald's. I want McDonald's. I want a good pizza. Domino's. Down, down, down.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
At McDonald's, we do it all for you. At McDonald's, we do it all for you.
Oh, that's right. Domino's Pizza, another in the business. Less fast food. You had to at least wait 30 minutes or less at one time. Domino's down, huge volume. These things just tend to have one of these kind of love-hate relationships in the market where everybody's always trying to push it higher. And, you know, they go 2-3 quarters and then everything turns on them. No different out here. These companies pretty much deserve a lower multiple, but I don't know what else you can say. Part of what hurt them for Domino's was that other companies, too, were lowering the price of single pizzas. I used to buy one a couple times a month and pick it up because I lived close to one. After I moved not so close to it, I haven't had one in over a year. But Domino's started matching their price, which was like about $12 for a large pizza. And now it's like $8 every day of the week. So just competition kind of hit them. I didn't listen to the earnings call or look at it, but just always wondered how long could they hold the books up, why they were selling a pizza $4 cheaper than they did a year before. But just heavy competition in the sector. I don't think that there's a whole lot more to be said about that. It's not like technology changes that much, right? It's whether or not people order pizzas and the cost of whatever they need. But food costs pretty cheap. For the most part, it does affect them, but not this bad. I think it just had to do a lot more with competitive pricing in many other pizza places. ATI, Allegheny Technology, the steel company in Pennsylvania. Nice little pop today. This just got back up to this gap down that goes back to the 26th of April. Did so on 5.2 million shares. We're up with 4 million shares now, but this is, again, where this hard sledding goes. Let's take a quick look at U.S. Steel. It's up a little. As we said, if you're looking to short some of these things, there's some just a little higher out here are probably some fairly big brick walls. This one, there's a nice double gap at $26. That'd fill about as much of that gap, I think, as you need. This thing really needs to go back down and test the 1855 low of May 18th. That's on U.S. Steel. We talked about that. Logitech. This company had come back from the dead. OLIGI. I'm actually looking at buying a new webcam that they have. I may go do that tonight. But kind of spotty trading. But these guys had literally come back from death's door a few years ago, trading in the 15 range. A lot of people thought that they were going back downtown. Started making a lot of money selling keyboards for tablets, and they've continued to do fairly well. But this is the big break. What I would be looking for on this one, now that you've got the break of this longer double repo pattern, is if it could bounce a little bit more in the next few days back up to 39 or so, and that volume is very light, this looks like it's going to probably this double gap around $32. So what else do we have? Logitech, Lilly. I think we got all of those. So we'll look at that. What else did we not get? I've thought about it. Maybe I'll look at it during the break. And again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. Up almost 9 points on the S&P cash. Volume is very strong, though, which is very rare in the last 3-4 weeks. 2.43 billion shares on the New York Consolidated Tape. So that is volume, and we are higher. But again, I think just too many people short stocks like Caterpillar and maybe even things like Google. There may not be any upside, but that does not mean that there is downside either. There are some stocks out here that do look like they're going to be the last buggy whip manufacturer when we go from horses to automobiles, like Seagate. But again, there's just not that much in it. And Western Digital's off 72 cents. Let's take a quick look at Apple. See if there's anything. This thing's just been slowly kind of moving back up. Not a lot of juice. And again, I'll look and see when the earnings is actually coming out. But it doesn't look all that exciting to me. The one question everybody has is whether or not this is going to be a huge disappointment. We've heard some rumors about them being late, and also some rumors about new features in the iPhones. One of those is an iris scanner instead of a thumbprint scanner. The other one is having a specialized chip for machine learning in your phone. Not exactly sure what Apple would do with that, but the people working down in Austin, the old Motorola buildings that they bought down there, they put 3,500 engineers in there to build and make something. Question is, what is it, and whether or not it makes it into this version of the iPhone. Pretty close-lipped almost all the time, but Apple up a little higher. But last 3 days, the volume's been kind of rolling off, at least the last couple of 2 days. You actually had a little bit more volume on this down day that did a little hammer for you on the 21st. That had 26 million shares. Yesterday, you had 21.5 million shares. Today, just 14 million shares so far. So I don't know if there's anything else you can truly say about that. Again, I don't think we're probably got any huge move in this market, maybe till next Monday. I think we'll kind of go sideways and wait for fun buying next week. So it's going to really depend on what's going on to see what's happening. I think there's a handful of stocks out here that could have some huge moves. There's some stocks with absolutely ungodly levels of shorts in them. And I'm going to start playing a few of them. I've got one, got a few on the radar, so I'll be looking at those too. But again, this is one of these markets where if everybody's short, maybe there's a play to the upside on a short squeeze. If there's stocks like Amazon and Google, not a lot of people shorting $1,000 stocks. It's just very tough to make a market or make any kind of money in a market like that. I think next week that money coming in could move a little short squeeze, and especially in these stocks that are way over shorted. You don't want to be in stocks that have 50, 60, 80% short interest. As the one song was, I feel like I'm in a, what was it? In a powder keg with a sparkler giving off sparks. I think, what was the name of that? Total eclipse of the sun or heart or something? Anyway, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Watch out. We'll be back in a minute.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White has just announced a new online course that he'll be premiering to his subscribers the evening of July 26th, The Next Wild Wild West of Computing. Machine learning will be the biggest growth area for tech companies in the next 10 years. Make sure you're ready to capitalize on that opportunity. With over 50 types of algorithms and growing, Dave White will tell you why there are so many areas for companies to apply this to their business to both sell and consume. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to either of Dave's newsletters, Path of Least Resistance and The Technology Insider, as well as get a 30-day money-back guarantee when ordering Timing the Trade charts. Don't miss out on the next Wild Wild West of computing as it premieres July 26th for all subscribers to Dave White Services. For all the details and to sign up today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we're sitting on a vote right now in the Senate on whether or not they can start debate on a health care bill. If that would pass, you might get a little bit more of a bounce out here by the end of the day, but tough. Let's take a quick look at the IBB to see if there's anything going on in that. I basically said into this 320 area where this gap is probably where you wanted to look to short. There's one higher, and my guess is we're now getting to that level. Tried to hit it today with 1.2 million shares in the IBB. It's still up here, no signal to pull the trigger just yet, but 330 has got to be probably 332. It's got to be probably the best risk reward if you're thinking that everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket. You don't really like this move off the November 3rd low. This 246 low did kind of come in there. Volume's all been kind of the same around in that 240, 230 area, high 230s, mid 240s. But you had huge volume off the December 29th, 2015 high. It came down to the December 9th, 2016 low. and you've been kind of going sideways for a while. You start moving back up November 3rd. But if you look at that December 29th high to this February 9th low, and then look at this November 3rd low to this high, the energy on that huge move down was almost, within a hair of being twice of what's been up on this leg. And it's not uncommon to see, highs being tested after this long a time, but the energy up has been pathetic. If you look at that leg, these gap downs back here were, if we look at the 4th of 2016, January 4th, that was 3.2 million shares. And we're up to that area right now with 1.2 million shares. So, you're basically coming up to this huge wall of sellers around 330. If anybody's still stuck in the IBB, God help them. But there's a lot of people that are just dying to get their cash back if they're still in this ETF long term. This is where it really starts, where all those people kind of got wiped out that were buying up here at 399.96 in the IBB on June 20th. Of course, the whole debate is what's happening. It started to roll a bit today. The Democrats are coming out with a new slogan or slogans, rebranding themselves. And one of the things they are pushing today in the rebranding, now this may take several forms. Politics moves very fast, but basically going after anybody in the pharma drug business. And I think that's kind of why we saw a bigger turn out here in the IBB, along with Lilly and some of the other earnings out here, but a little bit of a political risk in the IBB. Maybe that's what blows everything up here back at this 330, 335 area. But man, if it could get in there and the volume remained light, I think the risk reward probably doesn't get any better in that ETF. In the meantime, go to and check out the front page of TFNN. I will be doing a presentation on machine learning. It's looking pretty good, if I say so myself. I'm going to pat myself on the back as soon as the show's over. But I think this is probably the best thing I've ever done. And it's going to lead into some of the even better things, I think, into the future. But I think you'll all want to take a look at that. Machine learning for investors and, of course, traders. Both. Be tomorrow night for my premiere. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.